Hi, I'm Ellena, and I'm here with Melissa.
Hi.
And I think we have 1 minute, so this is like our warm up minute, just so that we can see the lay of the land. We're at the community garden at Grow Food Northampton, and it's very windy. Let's see. Let's see. It's still a little bit early. So welcome to Facebook Live at the Giving Garden on this very windy Wednesday. And we're here at the Giving Garden. This is our property where we grow around 8,000 pounds of food every year for donation to local soup kitchens and food pantries, with thanks to Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, and who funds this project. And I'm here with Melissa, who's a youth education coordinator with us.
TerraCore in the house.
Yes, the AmeriCorps TerraCore program, and it's a very windy day here. So I'm going to be talking about this tool. This is a broad fork.
And it looks like its name, like a big broad fork.
Yeah, this is a broad fork. So this broad fork is such a useful tool in the garden, and especially when we're not tilling. So we don't till most of the time, as much as we can help it, in the Giving Garden, because we're working on maintaining the soil structure the way that so all the bacteria and fungi and earthworms and nematodes can all exist in the soil layers and create beneficial habitat for beneficial microbes. So we use a broad fork, and a broad fork is a really special tool because a broad fork can aerate the soil and can allow filtration of water without disrupting the layers of the soil. So I can use it in this bed, and it's pretty quick. It also is a little balancing act.
And it's pretty fun, actually.
It's kind of fun. Yeah. And then sometimes you fall over.
It reminds me of a pogo stick, if people know what those are.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pogo stick. So, and then you can time yourself, to go as fast as you can down the bed. But for now, we use this tool, get a good workout, and it's the exact width of our bed, which is really amazing. It's 30 inches. So I can do one stroke of the broad fork all the way down my 50-foot bed, and then I have aerated and allowed filtration of water for this bed. And then we go ahead and sprinkle compost on the bed, and then we rake the compost smooth, and the compost can actually enter all the holes that we just made with the broad fork.
And before we broad forked, we hoed everything and got rid of all the weeds first.
Yes, so any little weeds that grew during the time before we planted, we were able to hoe them with a scuffle hoe, and then we can rake the weeds off of the bed.
Yes, and your sister says it looks like fun.
It is fun.
And Moss agrees.
Yeah.
I have a question about broad forking technique. I was watching a video this morning, and the woman who was doing it did it a little differently than you. She pulled it all the way up, and then she shook it out.
Yeah.
But I noticed you do it differently. Do you have any opinion on
so I do
which
it
way?
in such a way where I'm not actually tipping all of the soil out of the ground. I'm just creating some aeration. And this is the way that I learned to do it, and it's a way that we're not actually flipping the soil layers. We're just creating aeration and maintaining the soil layers and so all of the bacteria and fungi and worms can still survive and go through. They can thrive in the middle of their soil layers.
Because we want to aerate it, but we don't want to disrupt.
You don't want to flip it, but sometimes you have to flip it. Sometimes you have to disturb the soil, but we have to minimize the amount of times that we disturb the soil, and that's how we can create a more regenerative agriculture.
That makes sense.
Also, this tool is really awesome that it has wooden handles. Highly recommend the wooden handles, because if you have to lift up a metal handled tool all the way down, I have 80 beds here. So there are 50 feet times 80 beds. That's a lot of beds to be carrying a metal handled tool.
Yeah.
So the wooden handles are very, very useful. So yeah, that's the broad fork, and so here at the Given Garden, we use the broad fork as one of our main tools to help us prep our beds, and it is very fun. And now, yeah, today we're just going to show you. We want to focus on one crop that we just transplanted, rhubarb. So, want to come over here to the rhubarb?
Someone from Grow Food Northampton is asking how windy it is.
Oh, it's so
And
windy.
let me give you a little picture of everything blowing in the wind. We get some real gusts going here.
The signs, the crosswalk signs were blowing very frantically
were.
in the wind before. But for now they've calmed down. So, welcome everyone. This is the rhubarb at the Given Garden, and this bed is part of our perennial block. And perennials are the plants that grow year after year after year, and we don't have to replant them. And
Love it.
you'll see that this is, you can see some of the cardboard that we laid down on this bed as mulch last year, and we'll have to cover that up, and we'll cover that up with more soil and the rhubarb itself will grow out and cover all the cardboard. But you can see sneak peek of what we did to prepare this bed last year.
Oh, and rhubarb needs a lot of space to grow.
Yes, so much space. You actually can see this much space between each rhubarb,
It's like
which is like
4 feet or something.
yeah, like 4 to 5 feet. And then at the ends of this special bed, I planted another perennial that's very special to me also. This is echinacea.
Oh,
So there's some little echinacea plants that will just look so beautiful when they bloom in the summer with their purple cone flowers. And they're also really medicinal too, and immune boosting.
and bees like them too.
Yeah, so rhubarb, what's special about rhubarb? I don't know, anyone could write a comment if they can think of something special about rhubarb that they know. I know that I love rhubarb. It is a plant that I know my grandmother, I never was able to meet my grandmother, but I know that she grew rhubarb in her garden, and it was a really special plant because it's so hardy.
It
it
likes the
lasts-
cold weather.
It
so
likes the
it's
cold weather.
it's been fine in these cold snaps that we've been having.
Yeah, and it's really special because it's the stems. So you don't actually eat the leaves at all. You compost the leaves, but you eat the stem, and especially when it turns that reddish pinkish color. And when everyone comes on field trips to the garden, we sample. I dare everyone, if they want to sample something really sour, and then I cut up little pieces of the rhubarb stem and give everyone a taste of rhubarb, so that you can try and maybe not pucker your mouth when you eat it because it's so sour.
Yeah, I remember the first time I tried rhubarb straight out of the ground,
Yeah.
and it was not a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
But I was a kid, and it might have been wild rhubarb, which I'm not sure if it's kind of a different plant.
I don't know. But I do.
Krista and Kathy are here.
Hi, Kathy. Hi, Krista.
Yes, it mixes well with sweeter fruits.
Yes. So I actually just harvested some rhubarb from another plot where there was much more vibrant rhubarb plants, and I made some desserts, some crisp with the rhubarb, but I added what did I add? Honey. If you add sugar or honey or even strawberry
Yeah,
rhubarb.
someone's suggesting some strawberry rhubarb
Yes,
crisp.
I know. We'll just have to wait for fresh strawberries.
And that's my favorite pie.
Yes.
Strawberry rhubarb pie.
In case you want to make Melissa a pie, strawberry rhubarb. Also, so it's actually really special that I put out a call to all the community gardeners here at Grow Food Northampton if they had a big enough rhubarb plant that they could let me divide some of it and use some of it in the garden, because rhubarb's really special. After like maybe 5 years, 5 to 10 years, it's so big, and probably actually it's crowding itself out. So it's healthier for the plant if you take a little nub of it and you divide it. Yeah, so I divided some parts, and we can see down the line. I've planted, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 plants, and they're all spaced apart. And I hope that they get to, I hope that next year when we get to have field trips again, everyone can enjoy the rhubarb raw and also cooked too.
Oh, there's an annual rhubarb festival.
Nice.
In Colorado.
Okay, great. Yes, love the rhubarb
Field trip.
festivals. Field trip. Yeah, let's take a field trip to the rhubarb festival. And it's really special that we get to plant these perennials here, because we get to model different growing practices with the perennials that we wouldn't necessarily be able to do with the annual vegetables. And so we've like really well mulched these paths and used this cardboard technique. And here's our asparagus is right next to our rhubarb, and then our strawberries are next to our asparagus. And we hope that the cold snaps aren't damaging the strawberries too much. I think they'll be okay. And then hopefully we'll get to have strawberry rhubarb.
Yes.
So if you missed the intro, I just want to introduce myself. That I'm Ellena, and I'm here with Melissa, and we're at Grow Food Northampton Community Garden, and we're at the Giving Garden specifically, where we donate thousands of pounds of food to the local soup kitchens and food pantries in Northampton. And we also host lots of different educational workshops and field trips during the school year and with all the youth in Northampton. And we miss you all right now. We can't do that at this moment, but we hope to be able to do different kinds of programming in the future soon.
Yes.
And I have been hosting volunteers here, and with a few people come at a time, and people bring their own tools, and then we're able to like work in a safe way where we're all with a safe distance apart from each other, and like we can talk, and there's good camaraderie here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I want to say that actually that's I think that's all we've got today. We had a little window into our broadfork use and our rhubarb plant of the week, and we hope to do more things like that soon. See you next Wednesday at 12:30.
Thanks, Ellena.
Yeah, thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.
Enjoy some rhubarb of some kind soon.
Yes. And tell us how you make it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.